Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Rossville in Georgia. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. It has been a very busy day here. I think I need a little more. There we go. Nope, that doesn't work, but we'll leave it as it is. Been a very busy day here today. But first, before I tell you about the day, how did you get on with your challenges? Did you listen to the podcast, watch the videos that were suggested? How was your day? How did it go? Did you find some interesting podcasts to listen to? I would love to hear your suggestions. So private message me or put them in the comments below. Let's see, for the mindset one, we had the Live Happy Now, the one that was talking about, let's see, her latest episode was talking about simplicity and having a hexagon, everything being in things of sixes with a hexagon flavor. Hexagon shape, as hexagon in Mother Nature is one of the strongest structures out there. Even snowflakes are in the shapes of hexagon, even though their patterns are completely unique. So very interesting thing. The business one was looking at the peer-to-peer with David Rubenstein on Prime, also on Prime with the Bloomberg series, the Risk Takers and Game Changers. Those were actually really cool. None of them were longer than an hour. I think the shortest one was like 30 minutes. But a ton of great information and I found, for me, when I watched them, very inspirational. I learned a lot, not only about the person, but also about the way they go after things, the risks that they took, and the challenges they overcame. Just very inspiring stuff. So remember, on Prime, you've got David Rubenstein peer-to-peer, and then you've got the Bloomberg series of Risk Taker and Game Changers. Great videos in there. And then on the fun things, there was the Book in 30 with C.G. Cooper, who happens to be one of my favorite authors. He interviews other authors. He's got a format, 30 minutes, boom, 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 and he goes through the stuff. Did you get a chance to listen to that one? Or even hear some stories with Julie Andrews. The Julie Andrews ones were just, even though they're kids' stories, just to listen to her voice was awesome. So did you find any other podcasts or videos that you found inspiring today, or that fitted in with those categories that you would like to let me know about? Either private message me or put them in the comments. Would love to hear some more material to listen to, because sometimes when I am working, I either like to have a podcast on in the background that's just murmuring away, and every now and again a little bit of information will filter through, or I put on music. So one of those two things is going. Sometimes, occasionally, I will have like no sound except for noisy air conditioning units or noises outside, or a dog whining because there's other dogs outside. And then we had accountability calls today. I love accountability calls. So I had an accountability call with my accountability coach. On Saturday during our mastermind, we had a challenge issued, which is one of the most intense challenges that we have had to do to date. It was a very interesting exercise, and out of there I've got a 30-day commit. I had to commit to what I was going to do over the next 30 days. So my accountability coach, I was giving her an update on that, and letting her know how it was going, and if there's any support that I needed, and how I was going to be bouncing ideas off the rest of the group, which I have done today. And I said I would get it. I would get this thing done by today. I wanted to have it done by Friday, but I was hoping to get it done today, and I did get it done today. So that was really cool. And then just finished a meeting with my accountability partner for Think and Grow Rich. We're working our way through that. We just talked about chapter 2, Desire, which was really, really interesting, because even though this book was originally written in 1936, there was some stuff in there that's relevant to today about I've got to see if I can find it again. That's introduction. I need chapter 2. There we go. Stuff that's, when you read it, it's sort of like, oh my gosh, that is so relevant to today's time with what we're going through with this pandemic, and what's going to come out of it. But I've lost my thingy on the, here it is. So it says here, and I want you to look at it from the perspective of what's going to happen when things get back to the new normal, or whatever it's going to be. When things start open, we're phasing things in, but when things are fully back open again, what's going to happen? And I found this was, even though we were going through the pandemic and all of this, and this is something I've been talking about, a lot during the last few weeks when I've been doing these daily challenges. But this paragraph here in chapter 2 on the desire chapter, it says, the oak sleeps in the acorn, the bird waits in the egg, and in the highest vision of the soul, a waking angel stirs. Dreams are the seedlings of reality. Awake, arise, and assert yourself, you dreamers of the world. Your star is now in the ascendancy. The world depression brought the opportunity you have been waiting for. It taught people humility, tolerance, and open-mindedness. The world is filled with the abundance of opportunity which the dreamers of the past never knew. And I read that and I thought that is so relevant to today and about the things I've been talking to this pandemic. Some people have taken the attitude of the pandemic like, oh, I don't want to go outside. There's nothing for me to do. I can't do anything. Blah, 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 blah. If I go outside, I'm going to get this. I'm going to, blah, blah, blah. They've been living in fear. Whereas I've looked at this time, it's been a huge blessing. It has been an incredible blessing. There is an abundance of opportunities out there for those that are ready to stand up and go, pick me, grab it, and run. And it's going to be interesting to watch those that take the opportunities right here, right now, and run with them are going to be so far ahead of those that now have to start picking up the pieces again, start getting back into routines again of maybe going back to work or having to job hunt and all that sort of stuff. Whereas had they taken advantage of the opportunities over these past few weeks, even, starting today, you can start today. Grab the opportunity and run with it. Yes, you may need to if you are a business owner or looking at going into business, you may need to reinvent your business right now. I have completely overhauled my travel business. It is not going to be the same as it was before. And I've started three new business opportunities. So, I'm taking advantage of it. And, I've planted the seeds, they're starting to sprout, and it's so exciting to watch. I really can't contain the excitement. It's awesome. Something I've been planning on doing for a number of years, I'm finally turned it into a business, and the opportunities it is presenting to me right now is just like, I had a brainstorming session with someone yesterday, and it was like, oh, she says, what about this? What about that? Oh, I just had an idea. And we were going backwards and forwards, bantering backwards and forwards with ideas. If you find the right person, things can explode. And then today I got to do a call with somebody who I'd only met through team Zooms and through I'd seen him on Zoom calls that I've been on as part of a group, and but something told me reach out to that person and make a connection with them. So I got to have a talk with him today. It was amazing. We have a lot of similarities, yet so many differences and things, and the exchange of ideas was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So there's times when you got to listen to that voice in the back of your head, listen to that gut feeling where it says grab this opportunity and run, or connect with that particular person, or send that person a note, reconnect with this person. When you hear those little voices, act on them, don't ignore them. That's your inner guide, your spiritual counsel, whatever you want to call it, your universal team, whatever you want to call that little inner voice, your conscience or whatever. That's them telling, hey, you got to step up and grab that right now, and this is what you need to do with it. Or you need to meet with this person, because when you meet with that person, and then you're like, well, why do I need to meet with this person? I don't need to meet with them. But this little voice keeps saying, meet with that person, meet with that person, meet with that person, until you finally go, okay, I will meet with that person. And you meet with that person and you have the most amazing call. It's like, wow, why didn't I pay attention sooner to that little voice in the back of my head? There are times that little voice will start getting louder and louder and louder until it's like yelling in your ear, and you're going, okay, I'm gonna do this. And you go do it. And it's sort of like, oh my God, why did I put up such a fight? And then you get annoyed with yourself. But you use that to drive the passion, to drive the energy, to move forward, to do what it is you need to be doing. So go do it. Listen to that voice. So that connection I had today was one of those things where I acted the first time, when I first had that voice say to me, connect with that person. I reached out to them straight away and said, hey, would love to get on a Zoom call with you, get to know more about what you do and how I can best support you. And we just had a phenomenal connection today. It was amazing. We actually ran out of time. So we're definitely going to have to plan another one, because there is so much more that we can talk with. And he's a huge Star Trek fan. And he's telling me different things. And I'm like, is that from Star Trek? And he's like, wow, you know that? So thank you, Brad, for the education on Star Trek, because Brad was a big Star Trek, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Hobbit fan, you know, him and his sci-fi and his fantasy, and I even got him hooked on Doctor Who. It was amazing because he'd never heard of Doctor Who till I came along, and once I got him hooked on that, it was sort of like, oh, this is really good, and I was like, oh, jeepers. But so he would binge watch Doctor Who, binge watch Star Trek when the different channels would have the where they would just play series back to back to back to back, so you could just sit there and binge watch all the different programs and stuff. And there's times I would come in and go, didn't you just see that episode like 3 days ago? Oh yeah, but they're doing one of their binge watching things where they just play them back to back to back. With Your Family Tree Detective, one of the big obstacles that I have had, which is now overcome, was coming up with a subscription service and what that was going to look like. And thanks to some people in my mastermind group, they suggested something. I've done some brainstorming with some of them. I got it all up, and I had to put it live. The only thing annoying me is I had to put it live today so they could, so my mastermind group could see it. And then I said, can you please give me feedback? Completely open to suggestions to change it and everything else. But can you please have a look at this, give me feedback. What was really interesting was I had spelt the word enroll the way I've always spelt it, which is E-N-R-O-L. But in America, you actually put a second L on there. But when we talk enroll in New Zealand, Australia, and England and stuff, it's one L at the end. But here in the States, they put two L's. The only time we would put two L's was when we're doing enrollment or enrolling. When we're putting that ending piece onto the is it the subjective, prejective, whatever it is that goes on the end of a word, that's when we would double up the L. Otherwise, it was one L. And so I had a couple of people complain about that. So I'll go change it. Sometimes I forget that I have to spell differently here in America. So I just go with the British English that I grew up with and just type. And sometimes spell checker will pick it up and I'll go, no, that doesn't look right. And I'll go back and change it. But I have my computer on British spelling. I have my phone on British spelling, and so it's kind of interesting that it tries to change between the two. It's kind of funny. But so the subscription packages will be available soon. My goal was to have them done by today, ready for my mastermind group to review them, and then we will be going live this weekend with the subscription packages. We're still working on the website, but we will have the subscription packages up and running because it goes through a different server. So yeah, it's kind of cool that everything's starting to fall into place. The challenges that I'm having aren't as big as what they used to be because I know I'm on the right path. When you are on the right path to something, and you think of things that, oh, that's going to be a challenge. Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know about that. Then you sort of like turn around and go, oh, that's a challenge. But when you actually start working on that challenge, it turns out that it's not as difficult as you thought it was because you're on the right path. Remember? Obstacles are detours in the right direction. So with my project board behind me, there's as soon as I get that up and running, there's going to be like 6 post-its come off that project board up behind me as soon as the subscription thing goes live. Like I could probably go take off like 3 or 4 of them right now because they're done. But I just want the satisfaction of when it actually goes live and is launched, officially launched and goes live, then I can go take 6 off there instead of like 3 or 4. So it's kind of exciting to get to that stage. And let's see what else. And that's it from me for today. So hope you've all had a super fantastic sparkling day. Remember, whatever podcasts or videos you got to watch today that were inspiring, that you enjoyed, that were related to the topics we talked about this morning, please drop them in the comments below or send me a private message. Always looking for new stuff to listen to, just to have it as background noise. Or sometimes I just like to sit in the recliner and lean back or lay on the couch and just have a podcast playing or even an audio book. Sometimes I like to sit and watch different videos. I get like in an education mode, and sometimes it's just stretch out and lay down and listen or watch a video and take notes. See, I do take notes when I watch videos, especially the ones on the business people, the biography ones. So anyway, that's it from me for today. Have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we will catch you guys tomorrow morning with your challenges of the day. Hei konera!